On July 20th, 2023, FedNow officially launched. What is FedNow and how is it related to COVID-19? They've actually been working on FedNow for quite some time. Beginning in 2013, the Federal Reserve launched the Strategies for Improving the U.S. Payment System initiative. They wanted a new interbank 24/7, 365 real-time gross settlement service with integrated clearing functionality to support faster payments. It's basically like Zelle or Venmo or cashapp, except Americans never asked for it. And it's zero privacy and 100% control of your bank balance by the government. For example, if government officials want to increase your taxes or they don't like something that you're doing, like you're protesting, they can deduct funds from your account or simply make your digital balance zero. As with the quote-unquote safe and effective treatment for COVID-19, the media and financial institutions portray an all-digital cashless system as, quote, safe, fast, and convenient. According to the Fed, FedNow is not replacing cash and it's not a central bank digital currency. However, since the Fed has completely failed in their goal of stabilizing the U.S. economy, I would take this information with a grain of salt. FedNow is certainly a precursor to the CBDC, which Americans are fiercely opposed to. When this cashless digital system is combined with a Chinese social credit score, a digital ID on the blockchain, and artificial intelligence, this will allow the government total control over Americans. So how is this related to COVID-19? The topic of the U.S. financial system and banking system is somewhat complex. You can pause the video or look in the caption, but here's a brief summary. Imagine you have a good, honest, hardworking relative who's married to a crackhead who spends all of your relative's money and runs up their credit cards. The hardworking relative is the U.S. taxpayer, and the crackhead is the Fed, overprinting money, and the reps who are overspending money. Here is how COVID-19 was economic warfare on the American people and how it was necessary for the establishment of FedNow, the precursor for the CBDC. During the lockdowns, public assembly was banned, making it challenging for people to talk about what was going on. The lockdowns destroyed many small and mid-sized companies. Less money is less power. The government printed vast sums of money via the CARES and other congressional acts to impose mandates and other tyranny, causing inflation and devaluing the dollar. The outrageous tyrannical measures, the mask, testing, shots, made it easy for them to identify their opposition for round two. The corporate media utilized terror and entrainment mind control techniques. The stimulus checks created the requisite systems necessary for the FedNow service. During COVID, many Americans went on unemployment and disability. The financially vulnerable are less able to fight back against digital enslavement. The Federal Reserve is overprinting money, causing inflation. To slow down inflation, they raise interest rates. These high interest rates are threatening smaller regional banks, even those with strong balance sheets. This is destabilizing the economy, the exact opposite of what the Federal Reserve is supposed to be doing. In The Creature from Jekyll Island, a second look at the Federal Reserve, G. Edward Griffin points out that the true goal of the Fed is not to stabilize the economy, but to take over the banking system, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. It's like a 300-pound umpire officiating over a sport of smaller athletes, and they decide to jump into the game and take over. That's what the Fed's basically doing now. As a banking entity, it has an inherent conflict of interest in terms of overseeing its competitors. As an activist, I'm very solutions-oriented. The problem is that not enough Americans are aware of this. However, please see the caption for more information. The two things I will say is, number one, fear is your enemy. Think of this as an interesting problem worthy of contemplation. Number two, notify your loved ones and, if possible, community.